Morning, everybody. I'm Peter Boyles, in for the fellows all week. It's Monday, the 29th of December, coming up on time. We'll start to pick some of the end-of-the-year stuff coming as well. 303-696-1971. It is time to make the move to the seemingly abandoned warehouse. People don't know you have this hidden place that's beautiful. And it's like a bat cave for sports guys. And if they look at you, we stream the show. You have all kinds of helmets behind you. I see a Wyoming Cowboys.
That's right.
There's a football.
Very good, Pete.
No, there's a football. You have mask stuff.
Every one of those helmets has a story. So
really, you played, right? You played ball.
Yeah, I did. I did in high school, and I played a year at Troy University.
Whoa.
And I was on the practice squad. So I say I practiced at Troy. I didn't play.
I remember it's like, did you do that? Well, so that was your sport.
It was a great experience. It was the best thing I could have ever done.
Wow.
I wanted to make sure that I understood exactly what the business of college football was all about, and I learned, and it was awesome.
It was what
unbelievable.
Was it what you thought? I mean,
it was even more complex and more demanding than I ever thought it would be. Absolutely.
We're talking about churches this morning, but in college ball, there seemed to be a lot of scandal this year.
Yeah. Well, and there's going to be, and it's going to continue because the NCAA does nothing. And Peter, this is minor league football. That's what this is.
Oh, sure.
I mean, these guys are making, there are not the majority, but there are a lot of college football players who make more than NFL players on some rosters at this point.
Is that true in coaching as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It depends. And the thing is, the perks that come along with a college football coaching position can exceed what an NFL job can as well. I mean, it is amazing. We are in the wild, wild west of college football right now, especially in the Southeastern Conference.
Is Ohio State the best team?
I think so, but Georgia's there. I mean, I think Ohio State has an opportunity, but Georgia, man, they are so strong.
We were
nasty.
Talking about the other morning at breakfast was Woody Hayes.
Oh yeah,
Ohio State.
I have a friend who played for him at Ohio State, and
I do too.
You too.
Yeah. They love him.
And then, of course, if you talk to Gradishar,
that was my example.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, he was the epitome of college football coaches. I mean, that's who they were, man. They were not fun and friendly.
No, Gradishar told me that Woody, who, remember, he slugs that kid.
Yes.
But he said he was the finest man he ever knew. Loved him.
Everybody has a bad day once in a while.
Well, no. I did an interview with Bear Bryant. There you go.
Oh, you did?
Oh, man.
Oh, I didn't know you interviewed Bear Bryant.
By phone. He wrote a book. And
oh, man.
And
hey, Peter, how you doing?
You couldn't understand him. Joe Namath said, and like Joe's in sobriety, so I got to connect to Joe, but and I love Joe. I mean,
so do I.
I love Joe, but Joe said
he's my number one.
Joe said he played 2 years for him, never understood him. It's like,
run to reach our home with Joe.
Take the boy. But we
That's
said
awesome.
When Babe Pirelli said that and I got to, Babe was a great friend, and I don't know, MC is not the right word, his funeral when Babe passed. But he was recruited to go to Kentucky by Babe. And he has this great story that they had, I've told you the story. I mean, Babe Pirelli was like about half tough. And and he got recruited to go to Kentucky. He was the Kentucky Babe, the Sugar Babe. And he said Bear Bryant pulled up, and they were cutting lawns. Him and his running back was this black kid who went on to become, the story pays out, but he said, Bear said, you're going to be here and blah, 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 and you're going to play in Kentucky. and Babe said, well, what about him? Who was the running back and a great running back. And Bear said, "We don't play colored."
Wow.
That was his way.
Wow.
I mean, Babe told me that story
That's how
many
he said
times.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he went on to be really a great career. He played, I'm trying to remember, it was Penn State, or he played at someplace, and went on to became the mayor of where they grew up.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. He and Babe
Wow.
stayed tight, but Babe
Wow.
he had great stories about.
Oh, I can't even
And
imagine.
when he got drafted out of Kentucky, remember they were the champions, and that's how Bear went to Alabama, according to him. As they,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
but
exactly right.
he got drafted. He got drafted by Green Bay. Wow! And showed up at Lambeau Field.
Man.
Woo.
Man, talk about legends. He saw them all. He was around all of them.
You laughed at the story, but Babe told the story about he's a rookie. And he's sitting there, he's eating. He said, down on the end of the table, a guy's eating with both hands. He's eating both hands. And it was Dick the Bruiser.
Dick
Isn't that a
the
great
Bruiser,
story?
Eating with two hands.
Eating with
That's
two hands.
beautiful.
With Dick the Bruiser.
No forks and knives.
No,
and
he was
forget
just
that.
shoveling food.
We don't need that. It's beautiful.
He was
God.
like, he said,
That
Peter,
is
it was
awesome.
Dick the Bruiser.
Man,
he was.
those are priceless.
Oh,
Those are priceless.
He was wonderful.
Yeah, I know you probably don't have it, but that interview with Bear that you have, if you ever had a copy of that, I would give anything to listen to that.
He said something that stuck with me, and it's in the book, about you can't coach speed.
That's right. Boy, there's no doubt about that.
He said you can't. He said I can I'll teach you any way he talked, but I can catch and you can do this and that. He said, but I can't teach you to run faster.
That's right. Boy, that's the truth.
And he was.
That is the truth.
There were guys when he died. Remember that funeral? Wow. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
people
man.
lined up.
Yes, they did. Wow.
But
that is so cool. I didn't know you interviewed him.
Yeah, but Bob Ray Joe, he said, I played 2 years, didn't understand him.
Yep. You remember he wore the hat on the sidelines. He didn't wear it in the Sugar Bowl because he said, "Mama told me never wear a hat while I was indoors."
Inside, yeah. But he told us that it was like he pulled up in a Buick or something. And they're cutting lawns, and
that's cool.
he didn't even know him. But he knew that
Really?
The best.
So he was on the recruiting trail, man.
He was being
Wow.
taken, and
Yeah.
if we can take a second, the very best to tell you how this guy operated, and it was Western PA, and about being half tough. They said they won the championship, and on Thanksgiving, the other team that they beat called him. Their quarterback called him, and started up on him, and he said, "I want to play it again." And I told you that story. And he said
that's right.
without pads. they went back to that field and they played the game again.
That's crazy.
Oh, and I told him, I said, how'd you do? He said, we won the game, Peter. He said, and then we won the fight. Not my story. That
is awesome. They were in jeans.
And James playing on Thanksgiving Day in Pittsburgh, and he said,
"Wow,
we won the game, and then he said, and they had a 2-beat."
That is a great story.
And then he said, and then we won the fight. And
oh man,
and he's set to go. I mean, he is an
incredible.
immigrant kid. I mean, they have no money. His old man. He's going to Kentucky to play ball.
That's so cool.
And they played that game again.
That is amazing. Hey, I thought of you. I saw this photo. I posted it out, but I'll try to text it to you. But there's a photo of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig at the USC Notre Dame game on the just right on the goal, on the sideline in the stands, watching, and behind them are about like 6 or 7, it's a black and white photo, of course, 6 or 7 kids just screaming with their leather helmets on. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen the photo, but I don't know if you've ever seen that, but I'll text it to you. It's so cool.
They always wear those hats.
Yeah.
We used to call them apple hats. Hats.
That's right.
Babe always wore one.
Yeah.
Remember the story about the sports writers? And they were curtailed about what you could say or not say, and they were on the train. They tell us a true story.
Oh, yeah.
And Babe comes running down the aisle nude, and a woman's chasing him with a knife.
That's right.
And a guy said, well, there's another story we won't write.
Right, exactly. Oh, my goodness. The stories that they didn't write, the best ones.
Babe must have lived a life.
Oh, man, that guy is so intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Just fascinating.
Yeah. Is he
fascinating?
Yeah. Oh, well, who was a better guy? Was it him or was it Gary?
Gehrig was a better guy. I don't think Babe was a great guy from what I hear, right?
No.
I think he had the drinking problems and womanizing.
Oh, he had everything.
He had everything.
That sucker could hit.
Dude, man. And it's just like, really? This is the guy? And, oh, man, he was phenomenal.
Oh. And he didn't look the part.
No, he didn't look the part at all. It's like he better jack it or he's not going to get around the bases in time. So might as well just hit as many home runs as possible.
And he could pitch. He could pitch too.
Oh yeah. He was a phenomenal athlete. Yep, that's cool.
Here we go. All right, sir. We'll do it again tomorrow. Here, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm sorry, Jim. Do we have the news?
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Thanks, Jimmy. All right, good morning. 18 and clear as the sun continues to rise in Denver. It's going to be a beautiful day today with a high of 45. Clear skies. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning. Give them a call at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, Colorado families could face huge health insurance hikes after the Non-Affordable Care Act subsidies expire December 31st, potentially doubling premiums for millions nationwide. Friend of the show, Congressman Jeff Crank, says the subsidies favor higher earners and only patch a broken system.
These subsidies affect 7% of the population. If the subsidies are in place, it would decrease it by about 5%. It's not a solution. It's been hailed as that, but it's not.
Well, lawmakers are split as Democratic Congressman Joe Neguse warns ending them would leave nearly 22 million people without access to care, hitting middle-income households and early retirees hardest. Currently, families earning up to $129,000 a year for a household of 4 qualify for premium help. The House is set to vote on a possible 3-year extension in January, with the measure expected to move to the president's desk if approved. Voters in the state could decide next fall whether local law enforcement must cooperate with federal immigration authorities in certain criminal cases. Executive Vice President Christy Burton Brown with the conservative nonprofit Advance Colorado says this change to the state's constitution would make the community safer, and the Democratic leaders have agreed.
This really isn't a controversial issue when you narrow in on violent criminals and repeat felons, and saying it's pretty common sense that no one wants them free on our streets.
Supporters of Initiative 95 say they submitted nearly 200,000 signatures Friday to the Secretary of State, well above the roughly 124,000 required to qualify for the ballot. James Comer, the House Oversight Committee chairman, says this morning that they're going after Tim Walz and all the corruption in the Twin Cities.
Well, the most important people are the state whistleblowers, the state employees who put that tweet out that we all are familiar with a few weeks ago that alerted America to the massive fraud. These state employees also allege that they had warned both Governor Walz and Attorney General Ellison for years that this fraud was occurring, and yet nothing was taking place. So we're going to bring the state employees in. We're going to get their sworn testimony. We appreciate their bravery in coming forward. We're also going to bring in state lawmakers and Minnesota mayors, because the walls are caving in on Tim Walz.
No pun intended, right? DJT hosting President Zelensky from Ukraine, and today Netanyahu. This may be interesting because both these leaders, they don't appear they want peace. What's going on? Come on, let's go. What's up with these two? We shall see. As Zelensky met DJT yesterday and Netanyahu today. Charlie Kirk's accused assassin expected back in court today. The judge in the case is expected to rule on media access. Hockey tonight, the Avs playing host to the Kings in Lodo, and the Nuggets in South Florida in Miami. They take on the Heat. Quinn Denker and the UNC Bears in Boulder on Sunday, and they upset the CU Buffs for the first time since 1936. Denker had 33 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds, 86-81 the final. Chicago Bears with a chance to win in San Fran on the final play of the game on Sunday.
Left, second and goal. Here is Williams. He's got to throw it to the end zone. Clock has expired. Williams keeps the play alive. He's looking. He's got to get rid of it. Retreating, he throws. Incomplete. It's over. And the Niners have won.
42-38, Chicago having a great season, but unable to knock off the Niners on the road last night. Broncos continue work this week. 18 in Aurora, 19 in Highlands Ranch, 20 in Denver. You're waking up with Jeff and Bill, and Pete's in this week. And the show continues. Blake Olson, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Well, it's back to quiet weather in Denver. After a little bit of winter on Sunday, we're going to see fair, cool, dry conditions here to start the week. And although we're not going to be as warm as we were Christmas week, temperatures will moderate as high pressure will be overhead for most of the week. Sunny to partly sunny, low to mid-40s today, clear tonight, low to mid-20s. We're going to be in the 50s Tuesday, 50s to near 60 degrees for Wednesday and for New Year's Day Thursday. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Here we go. It's a Monday, everyone, the 29th of December. We're in that final week of the year, and tomorrow we'll look back and get people to pick some things out. Our lines are full. You heard the weather. All is well in the world. So two things. One started out with sex symbols. I noted that this was the death of Bridget Bardot. She was 91. And back about 1954, I think, when God Created Woman, that was the movie, and they didn't do movie trailers on TV or the rest of it. There was a print ad, and I think it was in the Post-Gazette or something, whatever we were reading before I started. I might have been delivering papers. Nah, I don't think quite yet. But I remember that picture of her, and I went, whoa. And then I brought up sex symbols, and people have been calling them in and sending them in. And then the other one is a continuation because I thought it was such an important topic. The pews are emptying out in America starting in the 90s, and it's called unchurching, and asking people if they went to church and quit, why, if so, and what does this, and the studies sound. What does it mean? Let me read you a couple things real quick, and then we'll go to the phones. Lines are jammed. There it got right here. There it is. I don't support a state church. I don't support the pure secularism and Americans United and Freedom from Religion Foundation advocate. They are so close to Marxism, if not communism. Dennis Prager, an example, about between Islamic State and secularism. Prager and myself would choose we are secular. There's no choice. My mom passed away 20 years ago. She was 83, a Catholic, and used to tell us to go inside our bedroom, close the door, kneel by your bed, and pray. This is the best church. Thank you. Elvira. Elvira's gay. I don't know how to break it to some texters here this morning, but I remember Elvira came out as gay. Peter Boyle Show. Hello, happy holidays. One reason I stopped going to church was the evangelical full gospel churches that became places of adoration for President Trump rather than places of worship Christ from Mark in Denver. Jimmy Carter, the most religious president we have in my lifetime, but this guy would never support him. So it goes from there. So, Lines Jam, we start with David in Golden. Hey, David, thanks, man. You're on the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Peter.
Hey, brother.
I tried to get in on Saturday, but you were slammed.
Yeah, well, if you, like I said, do it, and go ahead. I'm sorry.
I like the topic. Going with the Thomas Jefferson deist theme,
Yes.
I read an author recently who explained it perfectly to me, in my mind, and that's Cixin Liu. He wrote Three Body Problem.
Yeah, sure.
And he's got a general telling that scientist, "Do you believe in God?" And the scientist goes, "What does that matter?" And he goes, "Well, if there is a God, then it is right to believe in him." And he used the him in that. But if there isn't, then what have I lost? So, in other words, lead a good life. So that kind of hits home.
I've heard that argument, but it kind of goes out the window. That's called hedging your bet in Vegas, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Especially with things like, there's this wonderful book, and I'm almost to the end of it, the excerpts from all these different diaries and public speeches of the people who built and founded the ideology, then built and then delivered the atomic bomb. And think about what they thought. It's a tougher decision than you and I making on talk radio.
Right.
That they.
So, yeah, no, you're right with that. What they went through is unimaginable.
And they never. The only argument that they had, apparently, and I've read this many different ways, was what if they dropped it and it didn't go off? How long before the Japanese figured it out and brought it back? That was the argument. It wasn't about whether God would like it or not. They did it.
Yeah, but wasn't the contingency to
stop it?
To
stop the war?
No, it was the contingency, though, to the bomb not working was to drop a dirty weapon.
It wasn't a dirty weapon. These are very primitive. I mean, these are early on bombs, but they did have discussions. What if it doesn't go off? Just legitimately. They
were worried about it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were. Remember, it's literally a shotgun shell that triggers that bomb. Anyhow, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
So my other topic, and you and I have talked about history forever, but I think the reason for the unchurching of America and even Europe goes all the way back to the Renaissance and the printing press, where people started to be able to think for themselves and didn't rely on the
priest.
The only person in the village who could read and write was the priest. Yep. And now they were getting ideas, and ideas can't be stopped. Ultimately, they're just
And during the Cold War, interestingly enough, the one thing that Joseph Stalin fought against coming into the Soviet Union was a copying machine. Remember, we used to have those ones that when you smelled them, they got you high. And they remember?
That's why they were out in the big room in the office and not in a little enclosed closet.
But any way to copy. Joe and radios. Joe didn't want radios. He didn't want copying machines. Why? It's self-answerable. It wasn't like they were banning guns. There weren't. I mean, it was copying machines and radios.
Yeah.
And that's Joe didn't want that, and that's why there was Radio Free Europe.
Yeah, and so that's where I'm coming from with the unchurching of maybe the world is just it's ideas. There's too many, and they're not being
Be
focused
careful.
by one.
Yeah.
Be careful.
No, be careful because, having ideas and rejecting, the straights is it's very dangerous, very dangerous. And when people fought against their parents on ideas and stuff like that, and it exists today. And not all ideas are good. That's the other part of it. But
that's the most dangerous part,
yeah,
right?
Free thought.
So, anyway, that's where I was going with that
Bubba,
when you were
it's very
talking
good.
on Saturday. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Be safe. All right, we got to take a break. There's one line open, 303-696-1971. Why have Here we go. We have one line open, 303-696-1971, 710 KNUS. I'm Peter Boyles, and good morning. Day stays, well, under 50. Do it for a couple of days. Back here tomorrow morning at 6, and we'll do it again. We go to Gregor in Denver. Thanks. Here on the radio show. Good morning.
Good morning, Pete. How are you doing?
I'm well, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, I have a little bone to pick with your statements here. You said that people aren't going to church. That's kind of like a generalization.
Well, let me stop you. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. Wait a minute. I said it, but it's the studies that are saying it. All I'm doing is reading the results of the statistical variances on the air. Go ahead.
And what study was that, Pete?
Say that again?
What study was it you're citing?
I'll give you a bunch of them. Let me go. I got these all stacked up. Which is a church consulting firm. Strategies. Hang on a second. If you'd have asked me that a minute ago, I'd have given it all to you. Let me go through my list of junk here. I highlighted other stuff, not that. This one's out of the one out of Notre Dame, one out of PRRCEO, or the PRR, which I'll give you the initials.
PRR.
Yeah, I guess you know them.
Okay.
Hold on.
Well, that's good enough. I just want to know what your sources were there.
Ohio State did a study. Give me
Ohio State.
Let me give you a second here so you are okay with it. Wait a minute. Study finds. This is the headline. In a nutshell, this is from. Headline is How a Decline in Church Going Up. I don't know, splash who they are. Let me find the end of it here. It's Wellesley College, University of Notre Dame, Ohio State University. Those are three economists. I mean, if you want more, I got a bunch of stuff here.
No, you answered my question,
Okay.
but I still have a bone to pick with it because you stated what they said were people aren't going to church, which is a generalized statement.
Well,
if they would have said fewer people are going to church, now I could buy that.
No, what they're saying, let me tell you what they're saying.
People in general.
An unprecedented 15,000, this is from the study, is an unprecedented 15,000 churches are expected to shut their doors in this coming year. Far more than the few thousand expected to open, and these are denominational reports and church consultants. The 57, here is the number you can, 57% of Americans today seldom or ever attend church. It's a Gallup survey. So, I mean, I'm not pulling stuff out of my ear.
No, I'm not saying you were.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I also checked Google, and according to the 2025 attendance for church attendance stats, 30% attend at least once a week, and 9% attended every week.
Well, this one says
all people aren't going.
I'm not saying all. I never once said all.
You said people.
That's right.
You just said people. You didn't qualify it. You said people. If you said fewer
you
people,
you want to pick a nit, I guess we can, but
no, that's right. It's what you said, Pete. I mean, I'm saying what you said.
This is what the study says, not me.
Okay, Pete.
I don't know if it's. I don't know why that's funny. I'm reading these studies. The United States of America. Let me read this to you. Is undergoing its fastest religious shift in modern history, marked by a rapid decrease in religious affiliation and church closures nationwide. So my question to you is, Why does that matter? To do what you're doing right now, the unchurching of America. And there's all these different sources to say that. Now, you want to get upset about me saying something that didn't have people in it, I guess you could do that, and I'll give you the time, but I think there's a greater topic to talk about.
Well, I'm wondering, though, what is, according to all these studies, so therefore what? What is the payoff? Religion is irrelevant?
Of course it's relevant, and it's also individual answers, not mine, yours.
But I mean, it's different for different people, isn't it? I mean, not
that's why it's Gregor. That's why it's talk radio. Don't you understand? That's talk radio. Different. Okay, you got that.
Yes, I'm smart enough to realize that, Pete. Yes.
All right. So, what's your answer?
My answer to what?
Listen. Have a great day, brother. I don't have time for this. Ron in the Springs, you're on the radio show. Good morning. Thank you.
Pete, I'll make it quick. I called in last week, commented on why I don't go to church anymore.
Okay.
And it's pretty solid in that. Saturday night, I watched a movie that has caused me to rethink everything I thought about faith and religion. And I really recommend you watch it.
Fair enough.
It's a 2022 flick. It's on Amazon Prime. It is a synopsis of C.S. Lewis. It's a one-man play. It's the most well-done thing I have ever seen, and he focuses on his past. You know, he was an avowed atheist, diehard atheist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And became a convert. And he walks you through those experiences that caused him to convert to Christianity.
He and Tolkien, it was the First World War that really turned them on what happened to them, and Lewis is influenced. I've read Lewis. He's in that they meet after the war, and they teach. Is that the play? Is that part of what they do?
Yes.
Yeah.
And each part of his life, they recreate his time in the war. They take you to the battle scene, and then they flash back. It's done in 4K, high quality. It's one of those movies, when you hear him speak about his beliefs, it is so thick, I had to stop, rewind it, and listen to it again, because it was that moving and so profound when he addressed his beliefs.
I think I've seen that film. I think I have. They start when he's a young kid. He's an undergrad. They're going to school.
No.
Maybe? All right.
Yes. And but see it again. You might see it in different set of eyes.
That's fair. No, it's fair enough. And the other part, and if you read those books, in The Lord of the Rings, and I've talked about this with people, in the movie that got so much attention, when they come back to the Shire is waiting for them. It's beautiful. It's lovely. Everything's in place. In the book, and this is Tolkien, when they return to the Shire, it's horrible. It's been industrialized. It's dirty. And that's the one that they come back to in the book. And I've often wondered what he was thinking and talking about and writing about, because it's them coming back from the war. And it isn't what they left. And that's probably the most significant part. And then he meets Lewis, and they were making up languages. I mean, these guys were brilliant.
They were wordsmiths at a different level.
Absolutely.
That's why I have to hear it. I'm going to watch the whole thing in entirety again. I got so much out of it.
I'll find it.
And so
I appreciate that.
You won't be disappointed.
Thank you.
You have a great New Year's.
You too, Bubba. Thank you. Very good call. Thank you. We go to William in Aurora. William, you're on the radio show. Good morning. Thank you.
So, Peter, at about age 55, I joined a church for the first time in my life, and I've been an active member for 20 years. It's made a difference in my life. And I'm also involved in the membership part of that, where we talk to people coming through the door and find out why they're in, and and kind of facilitate if it's the right thing. So these statistics that you're reading here are a continuation of something that's been going on for decades.
But greater now, apparently, from the studies, greater now than ever before. In other words,
I think those things pick up steam. I wasn't arguing that point.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw a headline just recently. I didn't get a chance to follow up on it. That said that downward trend had rolled up with millennials. With millennials.
Huh. Well,
and I didn't follow up on that.
Well,
but I'm just saying that's a curiosity. But I wanted to get to another point, which is this. Two of the founders of the Constitution have quotes in there, and I have to paraphrase because I'm in the car. John Adams and James Madison basically said this Constitution was made for a moral and religious people.
Well said.
And anything that other than that, it's not up. And James Madison was very abrupt. He said, if you don't have those, we need an autocrat. And I think it kind of explains where we are in the United States with the reduced belief in the law and at the same time the reduced religious influence.
One of those two, and I don't know which one, I think it was Adams, said, if men were angels, we would have no need for government.
No, sure.
And I think that's kind of what you're saying. But again,
but I think the Constitution brings it really home because the Constitution is, of course, gives a lot of freedom to human beings. Here you go. We don't want to get involved in your life, but it requires a certain amount of restraint on your part to handle that civilized. You know what I mean?
But that's your point. I mean, and it's well taken.
Yes, that's right.
But
that's right.
Have we not, or have we become or unbecome exactly that person that you're talking about?
Well, I'll leave that up to everybody's idea. But there's one more point.
Okay, go ahead. I was good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just don't want to. I hate to reach conclusions like that because time tends to surprise you when you make predictions. But the other thing I was going to say is there are two groups that kind of don't fit that downward trend, and one is the evangelical churches and the Muslim churches, or not churches, but the Muslim religions. Both of those have an increase in attendance. And I submit to you that one of the connections between those two is that they provide a lot of answers for day-to-day life. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
So people can get involved in those. So anyway, that's.
But no,
that's
but stop. I love it.
Let
me, because I'm going to bounce one off you. I love your call. It's very well thought out. And I was trying to explain this earlier. When you take a universe, you have variables in the universe, and I agree with you, but overall, the study holds up. In other words,
sure, of course,
and
absolutely,
and there have been in this country there have been something called awakenings, and if you read U.S. history and read religious history, we have had awakenings in this country, and that when people return to church in masses, we're not. This is the opposite of the awakening, and and you're right about Islam. I mean, if you've lived in an Islamic world or visited an Islamic world, when the religion is the government and the government is the religion, be careful what you wish for, right?
Well, I understand that, but in the short term, the promises like socialism or communism sound appealing. Right.
You're smart. I mean, you're very smart. And
so here's the thing. The other thing about that Islam, that's been going on for decades as well, all around the world.
It's been a fight. I remember the centerpiece of Christianity was the Middle East. It wasn't, Rome or some other place. It was there, and the Muslims came. You're right. I mean, your point's really well taken.
Yeah. Well, it's just a thought. So,
no, it's a very good one. William, thank you so much. Well, really thought out. We got a turn? Okay, we're coming up on time. We have 15 minutes left. I'll be back here tomorrow at 6. Hang on, 710 KNUS. All right, a couple of minutes left in the show. Peter Boyle's back here tomorrow morning at 6. Back to the phones. This is Evan. Evan, you waited. Thank you very much, and you're on the show.
Yes, Peter, another one of your great controversial topics. I love this one.
Yeah.
My opinion only, and it's just an opinion,
Sure.
is that the entire thing is a result of cycles. I got into it about 10 years ago. I pulled out one of my monographs from a mathematician, I believe, at the University of Iowa, Stephen Peetz, spelled Puetz. He's a math professor at that university, called the Unified Cycle Theory. Church attendance is cyclical, comes and goes, much like the levels of the waters in the Great Lakes, the stock market, et cetera, et cetera. That's the extent of what I do. I'm not a mathematician. I read some of the books, but I'm not a practitioner.
Well, I mentioned, I think just in the last couple calls ago, there are things called awakenings. And our country, I think, has had two great awakenings. I think one followed the Civil War and one followed the Revolution, I think. And they are moments that you're describing. But by and large, this one, and again, reading all the stats, and a guy like you should be reading them here, not me, but our country is undergoing the fastest religious shift in a measurable way in modern history. It's a marked decrease, and it's significant. And as you know, in doing variances, you have to be able to explain that away. You can't just give a number. I guess you can, but statisticians then attempt to explain it away. So I turn to you. What is going on? What are you watching to explain that
Well, you mentioned things in the universe. A subtitle to the Unified Cycle Theory is, "How Cycles Dominate the Structure of the Universe and Influence Life on Earth." In other words, he will point to something, not necessarily totally definable, unfortunately, further away in the universe that generates the cycles that occur here on the Earth.
I would expect there's a number of variables in that come up with that conclusion.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. You're absolutely correct. The ones that I remember, I believe the Institute for the Study of Cycles is located in Albuquerque. It's moved a couple times.
Okay.
And the other book I picked up was called Just the Study of Cycles, and there were 2 pages in there listing the cycles that institute follows religiously. The velocity of the decline, the velocity of the increase, I'm certain they follow. It's not something I can do on a day-to-day basis.
We're under a minute. This is quicker than any major religious shift in modern America. This one.
That is significant. Yes, I didn't understand that, but I appreciate you putting that out, sir. And you always have a great controversial subject, and this is one of the better ones, as far as I'm concerned.
What do you do, or what did you do for a living? Real quick.
I was in the insurance business. I was an agent.
Well, you had to figure out numbers with that job. Thank you, Evan. Thank you. It's a great way to end the show. Everybody, I was not trying to offend anybody's religious sense. There's a lot of email or text messaging I did not read. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We will do it again. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Great job. I'm Peter Boyles in for the fellas, and I'll be back tomorrow morning at 6. Take care.